it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the James Loud Podcast with extra special guest, Rue of Rue's Goofy Growing. That's me.
Yeah,
James,
absolutely.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming on the show, Rue. Thanks for the intro.
I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done for me this weekend, dude. I appreciate it so much.
Man, thank you for all the stuff you've done for James Loud Genetics over the last 6-8 months. You've been sharing a lot of content online. That's how we met, was Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I said, honestly, I didn't know about you until I started growing, and some dude turned me on your genetics, and I just had great success with them. And I loved them right off the bat. There's other ones I've tried that were finicky and this and that. And the first ones I got from you, somebody gifted to me.
Nice.
And there was those frosted biscottis, and they thought they were photo periods. So I grew them like I did with my photo period in a solo cup. And they were about this tall or so. And I saw that a couple of them started flowering. I was like, oh, these are not photo periods. This dude that gave them to me was mistaken. But I transplanted them in time. And that's one of the only autoflowers I have ever had success transplanting, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Two of them didn't really make it, or one of them didn't make it. One I kept in a solo cup. But those are the only autoflowers I've ever got to transplant. Any other autoflower I've tried transplanting has always died.
Or they stay small.
Or just, not even die. They just,
I've had this struggle too. I mean, I've learned how to do it with, you can transplant them as long as you transplant them early enough. If the roots catch it all, it's over. They stay small. They never get big.
No, you got to be an autoflower whisperer.
Frosted, you got to be the autoflower whisperer for sure.
Yeah. So I do all my autoflowers in my hydro buckets, and they thrive in that. So I love it.
Yeah. So that frosted biscotti special, we didn't even start selling it until just recently. I wanted to thoroughly test it, and you sent some amazing photos. We've had a couple other guys that grew it sent some really cool photos.
Yeah.
It just comes out really frosty. I mean, I think most people don't think of it as an autoflower when it's finished.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know in all my videos, I've always said when I said frosted biscotti, I said that is the perfect name for it, because you won't believe how many trichomes pack on this thing, for an autoflower. It is insane. Like I've grown everything I've grown from you is autoflowers. And everybody I give it to does not believe that they're autoflowers. They think that I'm lying to them or something. Just can't believe it. So I'm having great success with your autoflowers. I appreciate that because it's helping me out. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. Yeah, dude. I love autoflowers just as much as I love photo periods. I don't discriminate. Especially with autoflowers. I think that they've gotten so much better. I mean, you look at my stuff, but even some of the other guys out there that are producing really amazing stuff. It's like, you didn't see anything like that 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I've heard. I haven't been growing for 10 years. But yeah, I've tried out the autoflowers. And so I kind of see what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? There's still some of those janky autoflowers out there.
That stuff has like bad terps. You get the hay.
Yeah. So when I was totally going to switch from autoflowers, which I mean, I did photo periods, but once I got my hands on yours, it kept autoflowers in my garden. Like I said, I loved growing them in my little veg room, having, veg and stuff and flower and stuff at the same time, seedlings. To me, that's just a happy place, heaven. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing all stages right then and there. So it's just great.
Which other ones have you grown? You grown the Cherry Cola OG and the Cherry Cola Gelato, I think.
Yeah. And then the Purple Punch.
Yeah, that's a winner.
And then the Gorilla Z's. OG Kush Cross, and then the Frosted Biscotti.
Yeah, from Fast Buds. Fast Buds made all the receivers on that line, like the Cherry Cola.
I feel like there's one more that I grew, but I can't remember. But yeah, all of them successful. Like I said, I couldn't believe when the dude, told me their photo periods and had those autoflowers in the cup, and they were doing that. And I mean, they didn't get huge, but I mean, they were still like that. And that main cola was still there, and I had still a good 4 branches coming out. I don't ever really weigh my stuff right off, harvest. So I couldn't tell you. But it was one of the most successful harvests I've had from autoflower. And like I said, I definitely shocked it a little bit from transplanting it. I know I did, but it still was successful. So
yeah, I used to transplant with 1 liters into 3 liters from the Charcour, their cocoa. And I always had success with that.
Yeah.
So and so you can do it if you do it right, transplanting. But like if you go and you have them any longer than 7 days, usually in a cube, that's when they get root bound and then you have problems.
Yeah.
But there's also, autoflowers can be finicky if you don't know what you're doing or if you have cold nighttime temps. You know, the beautiful thing with autoflowers is they can finish in as early as like 60 to 65 days from germination.
Yeah.
And so
I've had one of yours, now that I can remember, it was 57 days.
Wow.
50. I can't remember. I think it was the purple punch. I could have pushed it longer if I wanted to.
Yeah.
That was a personal preference, but it was still dense buds. I gave it to people. They didn't ask what's up with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got that good push still when you put it in the grinder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that was it. 57 days. I remember now.
Yeah. So less than 2 months from seed, you can have finished flower product.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir. Good. Yeah. Good finished product.
Well, finished flower, you still got to dry it and cure it.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's from, seed to the whole chopperoo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how many years you been growing now?
Little over, probably about 4 or so. So I had started growing just because I don't drink. I don't do anything else. I used to drink and do a lot of hard drugs. So I kind of broke away from that. And so I still had to get flower from other people. I tried to mainly get it from my brother. But there's a couple other buddies and I went to go get it from them and they had, extracurricular activities, we'll call them, on the table here and there.
Yeah.
And I just saw it and I kind of just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't what I was trying to do. This wasn't bettering my life like I was wanting, or it was, but it wasn't what I was still looking for, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to break away from that scene altogether. And so I got a knot in my stomach and I was just thinking, why not just start growing my own? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how it started. I got a little cheapo light, off Amazon. Got a little corner in my closet and just started. So yeah, if you want to grow your own weed, anybody can, believe me. It is a lot simpler than you think. It's a lot of learning that goes along with it, but you know what I'm saying? Off the bat, you'll find out if it's for you or not. And it's
as simple or as complex as you want to make it. That's the beauty of growing, right? You can keep it simple and have success.
Yes.
You can take it to an advanced level that most people couldn't handle and you can have failure.
Yes.
Or you can do it slowly and be super successful.
Yeah.
I think that there's different levels for everybody, and scale. As you get better, you can go up in scale.
Yeah.
But it's great starting out with the one line. I mean, I got a lot of respect for you and what you've done. And your enthusiasm for cannabis. You were just you love the plant. I could tell.
I love it.
It's contagious. You're like, smoke weed, baby. And
that's what I want everybody to do. If you enjoy weed, you need to smoke it. You need to, for me, it betters my life. It makes me deal with things. I'm off all pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
I don't really like taking any type of pills. I maybe take ibuprofen if, the cannabis can't handle, my knees and my back screaming at the time. But, so yeah, for the most part, it's helped me in so many ways. So I need to give it the respect that it deserves. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a beautiful plant because as much as you give it, it'll give you back.
Yes. Correct. Because
the more love you put into it, the more love you get back, the better smoke you get, or however you consume it. Edibles or whatever it is.
Edibles, dab, whatever. Late that we were huffing.
Yeah. The lady said, "You're huffing and I'm puffing." That's so funny. Reggae on the River. It was like we had a lady and she had some old school hash that was good. It was good hash. It was good old school hash. We were smoking it with the little dipper.
The little dipper.
And I tried to get her to take a hit of some rosin from Flora and Flame that was amazing. This Donnie Burger that I had, and she was like, "No, that's huffing."
Yeah.
I'm puffing and y'all are huffing.
She was a little offended. Like, what are you trying to do? Turn me into a druggie?
Yeah, and I think everything has its place.
Yeah, for sure.
So and to each
their own too. So
we're going to get her on the show.
Yeah,
and I'm going to try her. Samples,
people like that have their own thoughts and stick to their gun. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that there's something to be said for staying in your lane and just getting better and better and better at that one thing that you do, whatever that is.
Correct.
Your trademark saying is "smoke weed, baby."
Yeah.
And Ronnie Coleman, who's a famous bodybuilder from Texas also.
Yeah.
He says, "Lift weights, baby."
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that from him, but he's from the Arlington area. And so before, or lightweight, baby is his saying. So he says, lightweight, baby.
Uh-huh.
And so when you said it for the first time, it reminded me of Ronnie Coleman, and he's so passionate about lifting weights. He was, Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 times or 8 times or something like that. And amazing bodybuilder, just a really nice guy. But like, it's that kind of stuff that kind of drives people forward with the passion.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it when people are super passionate about the plant, because I also love everything about the plant, and there's so many benefits to it. And the more people we have on board that understand that, the better. And I feel like it's contagious to a degree. When you love something so much, people become curious about why you love it. They're like, well, what is up with this guy? They either think you're crazy or they're curious about why you think that way.
Yeah.
Or a little of both.
And I mean, it's the plant too. It's for me, it's the whole aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Not even just the smoking of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole getting to know this plant, learning it. Just, you know what I'm saying, that's helped me mentally so much.
Yeah.
Going in my garden, be able to sit there. Like I said, like when I do mine, I'm not a huge on controlling the environment too much. I control my temperature mainly. I have an AC in there, but when my stuff opens, I open the doors, I open the tent. If lights are on, I'm in there. I'm talking to them. I play music for them. You know what I'm saying? I open it up. I ask them how, y'all are doing great. I encourage them, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that whole thing for me, and maybe if I, didn't do all that, maybe it would turn out a little bit better, but that's for me right now. That helps me so much mentally.
Or maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wouldn't. You just never know. And I feel like,
and I think I'm getting good products. Yeah. I'm happy with it, and anybody I share it with is happy. So I'm just going to keep rocking and rolling and do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're the customer that I love the most. You're the type of customer that loves the finished product, loves everything about it. And it's like, I love supporting the home growers. I mean, yeah, we have commercial growers too that are buying this stuff, but it's like the lifeblood of this industry that we're in was built on home growers.
Yeah.
And home grow.
Yeah, for sure.
People that are passionate about it.
Yeah.
Where it's not about money. Like, even if you didn't get paid a penny for your stuff,
yeah,
you would still do it because you love it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't,
even if you lost a lot of money. Yeah. I feel like you're one of those guys, even if you're losing money, you would still do it.
Yeah. Well, I know I mentioned a couple of times, if I get my outside grow going, I might just be off the grid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's that, you know what I'm saying? That I know I need now. You know what I'm saying? That growing with that plant, and it just helps me so much. So yeah, I just love it.
So by next year, we'll probably see you living up in Humboldt, Reggae on the river. You won't even have to go more than 10 miles.
No, I'm going to be just walking down that mountain right there. You know what I'm saying? Just swimming across the river, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be me.
Nice.
I'd love it, man. I'd love it. It's, man, yeah, the environment up there is just, you can tell is weed growing environment. It gets nice and warm during the day and cool at night.
But not too cool.
No.
That's the beauty of it, is it's still warm at night. So like those plants will really thrive, and they're not going to stretch too much.
Yeah.
I think, the heat, there's a little heat there, but it's not overly hot. Like some places just get insane.
Yeah. I'm from Texas. So, when we do get extremely hot, I mean, we could be at 90 by 10 a.m. or something. You know what I'm saying? Really. If it keeps cranking, we can go 105 or something. So, those, really hit you hard. But this one, it's not too bad. We got 90s. I don't know. We couldn't check the temperature, but I guarantee it's 90s a couple of days there. But, it hits you later on in the evening, not too hard, not too much. So it kind of not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely get grab a sweater at night, you know what I'm saying too. So it's definitely cooler. So yeah, I guarantee you people just growing outside there would, have great results,
thrive.
which we all know they do
forever.
Yeah. That's where it comes from. The Emerald
this industry
Triangle
was built on the Emerald Triangle.
Triangle. I made it. I was up there.
Humboldt, and I feel like, they have great conditions for cultivation.
Yeah.
And the people up there, I feel like there's just an amazing community up there, and the more I can support them, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
everybody up there is great.
Everybody up there is great.
Yeah,
and it's just, that's another one. It's just contagious when you're around like-minded people that feel the same way, and it's, these people were outlaws back in the day. And finally, when we're moving forward, unfortunately, some of them are getting left behind, but I feel like there's going to be a time where we can lift them back up too.
Yeah. For sure. Yep.
So yeah, it's like in passionate people, it's like, it's not even about the money. It's about the plant. Right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's about the plant and what it does for us and how it makes us feel. And for you, like
Comes
the
together as
sobriety
a
side of it,
community.
where you're basically sober, you're using cannabis as a way to stay sober.
Correct.
I think that's great. I experienced it this weekend with you. I unfortunately tried to make it this weekend without drinking, and I drank a couple beers.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, to each their own.
I kept it simple. Yeah, but it's like, and I just try to do the best I can do, and I don't give myself shit. I just, and I did smoke a lot. We did, and then we got back and we tried, we tried all the samples from the Cannabis. We went through those and put them in order. So now I'm going to go back through them probably 5 more times.
We did a little sorting them.
Rosin entries were pretty special.
Yeah. No, there's a couple that were really good. So that was fun. Testing them, putting them in order.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole weekend has been a mind-blowing experience. I'll tell you that right now. Just from, meeting the one and only James Loud, hanging out with him, to, like I said, I wasn't not crazy enough. Was I camping with James Loud? Our neighbor was Marlon Asher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm waking up, drinking coffee, and sitting there, burning one, and he comes rolling out his tent, telling me good morning and stuff. And I mean, we actually helped him move a little bit of his stuff, and he was right there. And it was like such an amazing thing that, he's such a cool dude. I mean, he's a regular dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we all know that, people are people, but it's like once you see them and you meet them and that, it's
that's
just
the thing
crazy.
People are people, so they can be asshole people.
Yep.
They can be amazing people.
Correct.
And they can be somewhere in between all of that. They can be amazing asshole people too.
Yeah. We all have different varieties of assholism in us, I guess.
Yeah, but let's take a little rewind back to how you found out about Reggae on the River.
Well, I found out about it because we were doing one of our monthly phone calls or something like that, and we were trying to do something, and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to Reggae on the River right then." I was like, "Well, I like reggae. What's going on, brother?" So
Rue is an ambassador for James Loud Genetics.
Correct.
He is our main ambassador.
Correct.
We have 2 ambassadors. He's the main one, and we have Flow Garden is the other one.
Yeah.
And
he's amazing.
He's amazing too. He does great, dude. He does hemp in Tennessee, I believe.
Yep. Tennessee.
Does amazing flower. He's growing some of my stuff.
Great pictures.
Great photographs.
Yeah.
Does really good photographs. You do great photographs for home photographs. I mean,
yeah. I'm working on it.
We wouldn't be friends if you didn't have good photos. You know what I mean? Like, that's what really got me excited, was seeing your photos of the quality of the work.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Especially for home grow. But we were on the phone and talking. Yeah. We do a monthly meeting where we talk about stuff and with the ambassadors, and he promotes the brand, and I try to promote him, and we were talking about music, and we talked about reggae. And
I love reggae, dude. It's one of my goes-to now. I mean, that's actually probably like the main music I listen to now. After I kind of got off the booze and stuff, I stopped listening to my country music as much and stuff. Going more towards the Rasta vibe. You know what I'm saying?
More of the smoke weed and less of the like, I'm sad because I'm drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I lost everything because I'm drunk. Well, no shit, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, reggae music definitely embodies all of that, the spirit.
Way more uplifting.
Love. It's all about love and happiness.
Yep.
And, I
One
think
love, baby.
there is they do sting about struggle too. And I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like most of the reggae, it has a good beat to it. You can move to it, and it's just good vibrations, good energy.
And I was just saying, like, majority of reggae artists where they come from, Jamaica or whatnot, they ain't got the great conditions. Yeah. And this just goes to show you, man, that you jamming good music, smoking some good ganja, you probably have a good attitude. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, it affects people and all over the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you, man, what it'll do for you. I think it changes your mind on what you think is good and bad, and what you might actually need in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think happiness is a choice too.
Yeah,
to a degree. Yeah. I mean, we can choose to be upset. We can choose to be happy. We can choose in the moment.
Yep.
How we want to be and how we want to live our lives. And
correct.
Sometimes it's harder than other times, but like at the same time, I feel like it is a choice to a degree. I mean, there's moments where it's going to be tough, and you're going to have these emotions, but all that stuff is a choice.
Yeah.
And reggae music definitely will put you in the right mindset.
Oh yeah, for sure. It just, I hear it and I feel it. You know what I'm saying? You hear it, you feel it, and then you just start grooving and moving. It just, man, puts a smile on my face and just brings me to a happy place.
Yeah. So you flew in last Wednesday. We hung out at the facility a little bit, and then we drove up north.
Yeah. I think it was about a 4-hour drive from here or something like that. It wasn't too bad. Well, of course, I wasn't the one driving. I was just riding. But yeah, we got up there, set up camp, and man, yeah, the spot we had was just fabulous. I mean, like I said, thanks to Royal Gold.
Big shout out to Royal Gold, cutting edge, but Royal Gold for the spot. Rick's an amazing person. Yeah. Rick and his family, they're great. We love them. Good people. And he hooked us up with a beautiful spot to camp in. We were under a tree.
Yeah. Oh,
it was flat.
We had the coolest place around there. I guarantee you. I mean, it was cool. Like, it looks cool, but I mean, temperature wise, it was cool.
It was cool. Everything about it was good.
Yeah. Oh man, it was. It felt like home while we were there. Really, it felt like when we were leaving the booth or whatever. I felt like, well, we're going home now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't spend too much time up in Humboldt County because I'll end up moving up there. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I got to come back sooner than later because I love it up there, and the people up there are just great. But yeah, Rick from Royal Gold, big shout out to Sean and John, Cutting Edge. We used one of their tables.
Yeah.
We set up in the area with all those guys, and
Sean's a wild man.
Sean's a wild man.
Yeah,
I love that guy, man. He knows how to party.
Sean's a good dude. Sean's a good dude.
He knows how to have a good time, and I love it. And I think he's great for the company. And Uncle John, he's contributed so much to our community and to our industry, and he's just a really great guy.
And I got to meet him too. I got to meet Uncle John. Yeah. So yeah, he's a cool little dude. Yeah, old man.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Just really smart guy. Good at business. I feel like they've done really good with their company. They have a product they believe in.
Yeah, and like,
I believe in their product too.
You can tell they just have nothing but good vibes too. Like I mean, just being that whole booth setup, that whole length, like you said, those two other booths next to us, like just man. You'd go to the booth. Sometimes I've worked a little booths before, and you got crappy neighbors or whatever, and it really feels like work the whole time. Dude, this is just Reggae on the river right there. You're just in the booth instead. It was happening and having a good time with those guys, and everybody over there was great.
Yeah, it's a great event. Nicky T, another guy.
Yes,
we got to see Nicky T. You got to meet Nicky T. He's one of my good friends.
Yep, yeah. He was 2 tents down, or
he did 2 DJ sets.
Yeah, he's killing it. He killed it. Yeah, that set we saw was just, he was on fire. He
was, and he's just great. I mean, I think, he also got to see the Sour Diesel, so I got a Sour Diesel story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get to meet this guy Dave, and Dave's from up north, and he came to me and he said, "I got something to show you. If it's not the real one, you can be honest. I won't have hurt feelings, but just tell me the truth."
Yeah.
And I got some Sour Diesel to show you. And sure enough, it was the real Sour Diesel that I haven't seen for a long time. I've seen so much Sour Diesel over the last year, but none of them were this grown to this particular standard. Maybe it's the same cut. We're going to test it genetically to compare.
Yeah.
But it was as sour as it gets, like the real nose of Sour Diesel that was like not just burnt tire. It did have a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
But it had the citrus back. It has like the citrus and this funk.
I remember smelling it.
Yeah. Nicky T verified it. So, and my friend Stevie verified it yesterday. And everybody's like, wow, I can't believe you have that flower. And so that was super special.
Yeah. No, like I said, I can't remember if I smoked it or not. Who knows?
You did smoke some bong rips of it.
Yeah. Oh, I did. That's right. I did. So yeah, man, it tasted good. But yeah, that when you let me smell it, it was smelled really good. Really good.
It's super special.
That's
a super special one. And Dave also had the Nigerian haze.
Mm-hmm.
That was another one that looked terrible, but then you smoke it, and it's one of those ones that it creeps up on you, gently lifts you up, and then you're like, you're cool.
Yeah. It almost looked like little weeds or something almost.
Like something you pick up off the ground.
Yeah.
It's like little, it was podully, and it was like these little small,
like just
small bracts that were like 3 inches apart from each other. It looked like on twigs.
It was crazy. It was one of the craziest looking weeds I've ever seen.
Landrace.
For sure.
Yeah, good stuff. So what was your highlight of the whole weekend?
I mean, probably my most highlight was seeing Marlon Asher perform live. I haven't ever done that. Seeing him put on his show was awesome. He puts on a great show. To me, he was the best singer there. Or that's just my personal preference.
Yeah,
I love his music. I mean, all the artists, they were great. All the artists, they were great. But yeah, to me, that was like
his performance was special.
Yeah.
So I've seen Marlon perform many times, and that sound was some of the best I've ever heard. It made his voice sound even better than he was just on. Sometimes when people were just on, but also the sound system, the way his voice carried over the crowd, and where you could stand, because we were in the back and then we went to the front.
Yeah.
And we were at the side, and then we went to the other side, and then we were in the back again.
Sounds good everywhere.
It sounded good everywhere,
Yep.
but like his voice was just perfect.
Yeah.
And his band, he has this band, they're newer. They've been working together recently, and they just sounded amazing. The backup singer sounded great, and you could hear everything. It wasn't getting meshed together. Everything was very distinct, and just the timing,
had like almost
everything.
like a boombox sound instead of like when saying live sound gets too, like I said, too loud or whatever.
Right.
It just mushes together. This was real. Fine. Like you could tell like somebody took time, and the sound people really did their job. Everything just sounded good. So yeah, thank you, Reggae on the River. Y'all did a great, amazing job, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Can't wait for next year.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to have to bless one person a year.
Yeah,
we don't want too many people, but one person a year we're going to have come with us, and you just build it.
Well, just don't kick me out of the group. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, good times. Yeah, you're gonna have to bring the whole family next year.
Yeah, for sure. They were missing me. So yeah, if I could do that they might even get hooked on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
get them to move there.
Yeah,
That's the secret way.
There you go. I'll bring them.
We're just going
up.
for reggae. We're just gonna go check it out for reggae, and then next thing you know, you're living there.
Yeah. Where are we going? Oh, we're just going home.
Yeah.
Or we're flying home? No, we're driving home.
Yeah. Right on the river.
Yeah, right on the river.
River stage.
Come over here. Yeah.
Right by the river stage.
Yeah.
We're getting a house
for
over
sure.
there.
For sure. That would be great. I'd love it.
Yeah. I mean, so we started by rolling up 20 joints the first day.
24 joints.
Yeah.
And
it's the best way to start out in a venture.
Well, you're just saying joints.
Yeah.
These are about
joints.
an eighth.
That's my joints.
These are about an eighth a joint, people. So that's what he rolls. So
that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. So yeah, 24 of those first day got there, started rolling. Yeah. Got to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's dive into genetics, all the stuff you've been growing over the last 4 years. So I've been growing a long time.
Yes,
I've been in the industry a long time. So I've seen all the different stuff. But over the last 4 years, what have been the highlights?
Highlights. One of my, like I said, I first started off, I got like I said, I just got a small little light. Of course, I went I love growing marijuana route. You get the 10 by 10, which, it's
the ILGM.com.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like I said, one of my favorite plants came from them. They're hit or miss a little bit. Nothing against them. But I mean, to me, I went that route because like when you first hear, oh, you're going to have to kill plants. You're going to have to, this will happen. So it's like, oh, buy 10, get 10. So yeah, I first started off with them. I did grow a photo period from them, a Zittles, and it came out nice and purple. And it was one of the first ones I would say I had really good success with, was theirs. And then
so Skittles from seed.
Yeah. Yep.
Or Z or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
It got purple.
Yeah. It came out. That was like one of the first plants I started getting praise for. People were like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? Love the fade, love the color. So that would have been my first little highlight. That I love that. But like I said, their genetics aren't really consistent or whatever. So yeah, I started doing some other ones. I had a Northern Lights from Grower's Choice. I think was my next good successful one that it actually didn't look the best, but for me, I got fucking weight off of it and it smoked great.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a true Northern Lights, but the effects were really good. And then my next were yours, like that Frosted Biscotti, that first tried. Like I said, I knew I was on to something special when I got it successfully to do after I transplanted an Autoflower.
Yeah.
I got them. I thought they were photo periods, transplanted them. So that was a highlight too, was that first success of autoflower getting transplanted. And then, yeah, so everything I've grown from you, like I said, and then this last one that has been really, I've been getting the great praise for is the Gorilla Z's OG Kush Cross. Man, the fade on that one has just been amazing, and the smoke on it too. So I mean, that
a lot of flavor,
a good effect, and it looks good. You know what I'm saying? That the trifecta of what you want in weed there. And so yeah, I'd probably have to say all in all that Gorilla Z's OG Kush Cross, that last one, I probably like that last one. I still have it pinned on my Instagram.
Nice.
I have a picture of it kind of like almost dried up a little bit after harvest. I got one laying down or whatever. I have a black background, trying to be a little more professional on my my photos there.
Right.
But yeah, that one, like I said, it's probably the most highlighted one. Like I said, your Purple Punch OG Kush Cross, I love that one. It doesn't, to me, the one I did, it didn't pack as high as a punch, but the flavor on it, man, I've never tasted anything. I can only describe it like as a pickle dill flavor. There's nothing else like it. I've never, and I mean, it's like
sweet though.
Yeah, it has but it's not like a sweet pickle. To me, like it's like a regular pickle or kosher or whatever you want to call it. Still has that like a kick to it. You know what I'm saying?
A little bite.
Yeah, a little bite. And man, when you hit it, it's like you hit it in that back of the throat, and it's like, man, every time I exhale on that one, I think pickle. Man, it is just great. So all of the trifecta would be the Gorilla Z's, and then like I said, all just that flavor wise would be that Purple Punch. Man, like I said, I would just break off little pieces and put it in my bong. Just if I went to I smoke in my restroom for the most part. If I had to use the restroom, wash my hands or anything, I'd grab a little piece and just get that flavor.
Nice.
It tasted so good.
So in the last 4 years, what's the best weed you ever seen grown by other people?
I was about to say that guava cherry, probably not the best I've seen, but that was special.
The tastiest?
Yes. Yeah. There's one other, I can't remember what it was called offhand, but man, the structure on it was like, just had like little buds together. The aroma off of it, man, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
So much good stuff this weekend.
Yeah, dude. And so much good stuff that we were consuming this weekend that it's
still consuming.
hard to recollect sometimes, remember.
Yeah. And those entries for the Cannafest, we got to try all those entries last night. We went through 10 of them. I think we went through 9 out of the 10.
Yeah.
For rosin.
Yeah. I don't think we hit that last one, but
we did try 9.
Yeah.
We did our best.
Pretty good entries.
Yeah. Overall, pretty good.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Good rosin. We had good rosin to smoke all weekend.
Oh man, we were dabbing, smoking flower, whatever. Dabbing. That little dipper dabber you have is one of the best inventions since sliced bread, man.
Little dipper, man. That's great. It's just so convenient.
Yeah.
They make it too convenient.
Yeah. Oh man, you can just open your jar and there.
Or your friend's jar.
Yeah, your friend's jar. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your grow setup. How you're doing stuff. You've used soil, and you also do like a hydro setup, right?
Yes. I'm having more success in my hydro. I run 5 gallon buckets, and I was gonna do like the RW or RDWC, the recirculating. But I find it better and easier just to do whatever called bubble buckets or whatever, where I drill a hole on my side. I put the air hose in there, drop an air stone, and I just change it weekly. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm using Rise Nutrients. I think I'm going to try a cutting edge. I'm going to run theirs next. So yeah, I do that, and I have great success with it. But of course, soil always tastes a little bit better and stuff. So
I love my soil, but I also, I think there's a place for everything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's saying like once I saw the how quickly the rapid rate of these plants growing in the hydro just blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? I heard about it because I first started off with cocoa, and then I really for some reason I couldn't get that going. Like it just wasn't going. So I switched to soil and actually had a pretty good success. And then I kind of got funky on that for some reason. I don't know. I think I was trying to learn too much at once. You know what I'm saying? I was just
I honestly think
cannabis.
People should start out with soil.
Yeah.
Because there's a buffer. And I like soil.
Yes.
You know, I like a lot of things about soil, but I do like the buffer that you have with soil.
Yeah.
Whereas hydro, you screw things up, you can kill your plants. I mean, it's
like that.
It can be just like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then cocoa, if you're talking about cocoa that's completely inert,
yeah.
You know, it's like that doesn't have anything in it. You got to feed it properly right from the get-go. And, you know, you can overfeed it or underfeed it. There's all these questions. Whereas soil, it's like there's this little bit of a buffer.
Yeah.
And you use good soil, and it's a great place to start. It's you know, everyone has their opinion on how to start, but I feel like soil is just an easy way. You know, rock wool, I think it's like the Ferrari, right? Like in some ways, like as far as not everybody knows how to drive a Ferrari, and it takes a long time to learn how to drive a Ferrari. But once you learn how to drive a Ferrari, it goes really fast. I think that is rock wool. I think that rock wool has its place for certain things, like especially mothers and clones.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially mothers and clones.
All right.
And then DWC, I've seen great flower come out of DWC. My friend Alfred, Master Yoda, he is the king of DWC. He's won many cups with his deep water culture. Yeah. He's solid. He's got the Master Yoda Kush. He's just an amazing person. He's a really good grower. But I mean, there's so many different ways you can grow. So many different substrates you can use.
Yeah. So I try to keep the hydro buckets and soil in my garden all the time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I won't ever kick either one of those out. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like I said, so I have my closet, which I veg there for the most part. I've been doing 16 hours. When I get back, I'm gonna bump it up to 20 hours
for Autoflower. You got to go 20. That's one thing people don't understand, and I feel like you get the most yield and benefit, even though it costs a little bit more.
Yeah.
For your veg. Well, same thing like veg. I veg it 20 hours too, but that's irrelevant. You can do 18, you can do whatever, but like I veg a little bit longer. Stuff like Blue Dream that I used to have back in the day, if you did less than 20, there's a chance that it would kick into flower a little bit. And so the clones wouldn't be as healthy. But I would say that for autoflowers, you get the best bang for the buck at 20 for yield and everything else. Some people are like, well, I have to pay more for electricity. It pays for itself. You'll get better yield. You'll get better structure. It looks amazing.
Well, you got me excited because, dude, like I said, I don't even, people ask me what I run. I don't run even 18. Yeah. I run 16 hours.
Yeah.
And the results I'm getting off
you can still get good results at 16. Don't get me wrong. You can still get good results, but at 20, I think it's even better.
Well, that's saying you're getting me super excited about seeing these results off the 20 hours.
And who knows, maybe you'll find that 18 is better for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or 16.
It's all personal
but the guys that do them at 12
and
they don't like autoflowers and they do them at 12, well, that's why.
Yeah.
You got to use more light. That's the beauty of the autoflower is you can keep the light on and it's not going to go back into veg.
Exactly.
It's not going to stress out the plant. It's going to thrive.
Well, I think people grow their autoflowers like I do, like in the same tent, same environment, but they're flipping that whole thing. So one half of the time they're growing it, it's getting 18 to 20 hours. And then all of a sudden it's getting 12 when, that's not what it's designed for. Right. It's designed to get the exact same amount of light you're giving it. It doesn't need to be flipped.
I mean, you can grow them in Alaska where it doesn't get dark
for
that period of the year and it won't affect their flower cycle. It loves it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, autoflowers are pretty trippy.
Man, I love them. Like I said, people bash on them all the time.
There's plenty of people to bash on them, but it's like such a personal preference thing. And that's what people don't understand is maybe they're not the right choice for you.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people out there, they like autoflowers. Autoflowers, there's some companies that make millions of dollars a month on selling autoflower seeds, and there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Because they're good for certain environments, for certain people, for certain conditions. They are fantastic. If you want to just have a plant that you grow on your windowsill and you live in Barcelona,
correct.
Autoflowers easy.
Yeah. Like I said, you don't really need a light schedule.
Right.
So, they're just, like I said, they're just amazing to me because, like I said, you can all in my one area. Like I said, I converted a walk-in closet to my veg area. Thank you to my wife for letting me do that. It was actually a functional closet. We had clothes hanging in there.
Yeah.
That's where I first took over the corner. I took over a little bit more. I was talking about I need more tents and maybe building something, and then she finally gave me permission to just take it over. So yeah, I took over that. So I love having that. Like I said, in that area, I have my veg and seedlings there, and then I have my auto flowers that are in flower. So that whole setup right there, I get to see the whole, basically the life cycle of the flower, of the plant. And so and then I transplanted. I got a 4x4, whereas my flower tent.
Yeah.
So if you ever seen my podcast, see the Harvest Potcast. If you ever seen that one, where I sit behind me that's the tent.
Right.
So right behind me is that 4x4 tent, and so I'll just take them from there and transplant them over, and then flip them in there. I have a AC unit that sits right outside of it to control the temperature. Like I said, when everything turns on, I open my stuff up, and like I said, I just start talking about plants. Make sure.
What kind of lights are you using right now?
I have two Spider Farmer SPF 1000s, I think. Just two of those. I have a bar light on the side. I don't even know what I got from my brother. I don't even know what company it's from, but it's actually pretty.
Are you measuring PPFD? You measure your par?
No, I don't. I need to get par meter. I don't see right now with my Spider Farmers, like they're the old ballast.
Yeah.
So I'll have to take them off and readjust them. So I don't even know if I'm at 50 or 40 really, you know what I'm saying? So I need to get a meter to adjust those. So right now, like I said, I'm not even trying to measure all that stuff because it's hard for me to change the lighting system on it. Yeah. But I'll probably just drive myself crazy, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So I keep those two Spider Farmers cranked up to 100%, and I just adjust their height if I think to. And I really haven't ran into any problems doing that so far. Yeah. A couple plants have maybe stretched a little bit more than I wanted, but until I really can get more money to get more system, I need to get a light that has
the actual under canopy next
year. Yeah, Faven.
We might even have some for you.
All right, hell yeah. So yeah, I need to get that going, and then like I said, I have a bar light on the side, and then in my tent I have a Fluence light, and that's just, man, I don't even know. I got that also from my brother, but that thing hits every corner of that 4x4. So it's packed in there, and that one has the little, the adjusting, like you can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, saying it
all the way to 100%.
Yeah, that light's badass. So yeah, I when I go in there, I probably start off about 50% or so on that one, and then I probably crank it up to about 85% or something. I don't think I've had to do anything 100% in there yet.
What do you try to keep your temperature and humidity at?
In my veg room, I try to keep the temperature. It stays about like 74 to 76 or so. I freak out if it gets close to 80%. You know what I'm saying? I know in my head everything will be fine.
For the temperature or humidity?
Temperature.
So you like keeping a little lower temp in your...
Yeah. So like I said, I only have the one. So where I'm at in
humidity, you don't worry about too much.
I really don't. I have a dehumidifier. I have a humidifier. I don't run them. I was actually tripping over them more than anything when they were out there. In my closet, it stays, because I have so many plants, I have the buckets in there. Yeah. It stays about 60%, 55 to 60% humidity. The flower tent will stay roughly about the same. Sometimes it will drop when I have cut the AC off, but that AC itself creates humidity. Yeah. So I don't really have to worry about it really spiking. It doesn't create, it's not a humidifier, so it doesn't just bust out like spits of water. Right. So like I said, just naturally, I'm sitting about 50 to 60% humidity on both of them. Yeah. If a storm comes in or something, one time we did get a whole bunch of rain. I had a whole bunch of stuff flowering and drying at the same time. And
did it dry?
It did dry. Actually, I think it helped me, man. It rained for like a week, but luckily it hit like when I first started doing it. So when you first dry anyways, you're hitting about 60% humidity or so right next to the plant. Right. That I've seen, you know what I'm saying? Because I normally dry in a cardboard box. I don't have a dry room or anything like that. Nothing professional. I do it as I go. I make like a makeshift wall out in my upstairs living room. So I need to work on that. But yeah, I can do that, put it in the room, and the room temperature of my bedroom stays probably about like 60 degrees. Yeah. So yeah, when the lights are in the flower tent, it probably gets up to about like 73. And then my nighttime temps probably hit about like 68, 69 or something.
Wow. There's not too much fluctuation with nighttime temps,
no. The barrier, like I said, I have that AC right outside that flower tent, and I thought it would maybe get colder in there than it does. That would actually get to like the 60 degrees. And just having that tent in there, and those plants make heat. You know what I'm saying? They're a living thing, so they're creating heat themselves. So,
well, and the light definitely creates some heat.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying with lights off. You know what I'm saying?
Even with lights off,
that's saying. I thought maybe it'd get colder, like around 60, but
and it's insulated. Those tents are
the tents are thicker than you think and stuff. So, like I said, mainly I control my temperature because, like I said, my bedroom is above a garage. So whatever they did to try to insulate or didn't insulate between the garage and our room. So if it's hot in that garage, it just goes through the room. So before I even started growing, our bedroom would be in like summertime, like 75, maybe 80 degrees. And that's when the AC trying to cool it down to 72 degrees. Like it would just like come through there. So yeah, I gotta keep that AC on all the time. If not, it really does spike.
Yeah, I feel you. That's the last thing you want is too hot.
Yeah. Well, anybody's been following me for like, I went to Disneyland or Disney World like 2 years ago, and right before I left, my AC broke. So I have a video of help me, tell me what to do, people. I need help. Like I said, I was only growing for like two years at the time. I'm showing temperatures of 92 in my tent. Luckily I made it through. Everything got harvested.
92 is better than 102.
Yeah, for sure.
So 92, you can survive.
Yeah, and they did. They survived that. Well, it wasn't what really freaked me out. This is 2 or 3 days before we had to go, so I'm trying to tell somebody how to take care of my plants.
Yeah,
and then they're dealing with the heat issue, and so I'm like freaking out about that. And it's just like, man, just the extra stress of like, I don't know if you had anybody try to take care of your plants, but you're like, all right, you do this, and they say something wrong. You're like, no, don't do it that way. No, you got to do it this way. And so yeah, I was just freaking out that something would have, they'd messed something up, hair or something, and then just the temperature itself would have just killed them. But they made it through.
So the first time I left to go, I was going snowboarding. This is when I was 17 and I had an apartment. I was going snowboarding, and I had my buddy watch the plants. I had 3 guys. There was 3 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had the main room and the main bedroom, and the closet was mine. I had plants in there, and I had my buddy, and I'm like, 1 tablespoon of fish emulsion with a gallon of water. All he heard was gallon and fish emulsion, and so he was like, well, I just put a gallon of fish emulsion, and so write stuff down. It's important to write stuff down. The weed tasted like salmon. I never smoked it. Somebody ended up buying it, not for a lot of money, but they bought it and they smoked it and they were like, it's fine. And it's nothing I would smoke.
Yeah.
But that was like some salmon weed.
Yeah.
Not Salmon Creek Big Bud, but salmon bud.
Dang, dude.
So fish, you can't flush it up.
Yeah.
There's no flushing that much salmon. And it was towards the end. So we went and harvested. But yeah, you got to be real specific and write stuff down when you have people taking care of your grow.
Yeah.
And this was when I had a closet grow. And this was, I'm 47, so this was 30 years ago.
That's 30, yeah. If you were 17, that's 30 years ago. Yeah. I mean, I keep notebooks for everything I do. I write down in my notebook. I would recommend everybody get a notebook if you're growing, especially like I have so many systems, different things going on.
Right.
I'm trying this, trying that. So yeah, I got my buckets. You got to keep on top of that. When you change them, if I don't let them go longer than a week, when they start stretching, you got to change them every other day, every 3 days, depends on the strain or whatever. But yeah, I don't let them go longer than a week in my bucket. So yeah, I write everything down so I know when I changed it. When I, if I have soil going, maybe strains drink differently. So, you might not have to water this one every time that you water the other two or something like that. So yeah, it is, to me, is very important to have a notebook, write stuff down. And that way, if your buddy has to take care of it, like I do, I write the day, I write this, I put 9 inches in my water.
Make sure they write it down too.
Yeah,
for sure. That's the best. I mean, everything should be kind of logged in what you're doing.
Yeah.
We have automated equipment, but it's still, we record everything.
Yeah. You're just not hand doing it. It's just.
No, and we still do check stuff by hand. It's like, especially calibration. We make sure.
Yeah, you got machines can need calibration too.
If you're doing pH or EC, you should calibrate those regularly. We calibrate them before we use them every day.
Yeah.
So we used to be once a week, and now it's like we calibrate them every day. And if we're comparing them and one is different, then there's a reason. So we need to investigate why that's different, because that can throw everything off.
Yeah.
But, and it's like, we measure runoff. We check for runoff too. I want to know what the runoff is testing at.
Yeah.
How much is the plant eating? What's going through, what's going on? Is the pH changing in there? If there is, those are little telltale signs that you have issues.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. Like all these monitoring systems now that we have, like, I'm saying, I wish I can get one, I'm saying that will be in the future, but yeah, like you said, all the data and all the problems you can search for. And, it's great. So we can get the best results out of this plant, I'm saying, which that's what this plant deserves.
The more information you have, the more you have an opportunity to make a better decision on what you're going to do moving forward and how to adjust stuff. So the more data you're working with, the better it paints a better picture of what's going on. And then also having someone who's, better than myself, look at the data and go, dude, what are you doing here? Or dude, you could try doing this and maybe this will improve.
Yeah, just different set of eyes, different thoughts, different ideas that can come out of sharing information.
If you listen to too many people's advice and try to combine it all, you're going to screw everything up.
Yeah.
It's better to listen to one person's advice, do all that, and if it doesn't really work, switch to a different person and follow that to the T.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll build your own system, and then you can ask for little bits of advice and you can change one thing at a time and see, well, does that help? Does that not help?
Yeah.
But this is a long-term thing. And so a lot of people don't understand it. They think it's just like from cycle to cycle. Well, there's a commitment to the plant that you're making by growing, and to learn how to grow really well or to learn how to do any of this, it takes a lifetime. Right. And so
you're constantly
we're not masters,
learning.
Like 4 years. I've been
learning.
doing this for a long time, and I'm not a master by any means. I think that I have some friends that are way better at the cultivation side. I might be better at seed production. I might be better at this or reversals and all these things. We all have our own niche, but it's great when you can bounce ideas, but also having the data to where this is what I do. Let's look at it. Grow Sense. We use Grow Sense from Grodan, and we use their sensors, and it's like these things, their eGrow software and the Grow Sense sensors. And it's like, these things are amazing. Agritech, and we have redundancy. So not only do we use one, we're using multiple, and we're in a beautiful time where we can use two different things, and then we can compare the data and go, okay, something's wrong here, guys.
Yeah. Like you said, it's cool. Like you said, like people kind of specialize in, their own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why everybody, like say, you do ideas off them and stuff. And I think it helps, if you're not so good in something, you can get a little advice and help. And you said not everybody might not be the best at everything. You know what I'm saying? So we need to help each other.
Well, and then writing stuff down. Also, when I need feedback on this, like on genetics or something like that, if you have it all written down, you can tell me what you did, and you can, and that's the beauty of being able to help other people.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Writing it down too. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, dang, you had great results. How'd you do that?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't know offhand."
Just mix this with this.
Yeah. So I could go back and look at it and tell them, I did it weekly for this long, and then whatever so I had to start swapping them out. And so like when I run my hydro nutrients, I'll do a good week of veg still, or at least maybe not a week, but about 5 days.
Yeah.
I'll run them straight and still the veg nutrients for about 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I swap to half and half of veg bloom for a week. And then I go straight to the veg or bloom. So yeah, I was saying that's just stuff I learned too. It's helps that you write stuff down. So yeah, if somebody was asking, hey, what do you what do you run them? And which people have asked me before, what nutrients I run in my buckets and how I do it. So yeah, I've helped a few people out, and I couldn't help them out if I didn't write it down. You know what I'm saying? I would have never known what to tell them, because by the time they're seeing it and they want to know what I did on something, that was the plant I grew months ago.
Yeah, it's funny. So 30 years ago, there wasn't a lot of information. We had to use a lot of a lot of recipes you get from nutrients and stuff like that. You would actually have to go in and figure out your own recipe and be a combination of stuff that, like, because the recipes that they gave you on the back of the bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do 3-part from GH and that would give you consistent, but that wasn't the best. You wanted something better.
Yeah.
Right
it
now,
got you through, but how can we improve this?
Dude, and now it's like you can use cutting edge, like Uncle John cutting edge. Whether it's cutting edge, United, Frontline, Athena, House and Garden. I mean, all these companies, if you follow the recipes that you get from these companies, you will typically get good results.
Yeah.
It's like just following basically just following step by step from what they give you, you're going to get good results. Whereas 30 years ago, or even 20 years ago, that wasn't necessarily the case. You would have to use that. And then we need a little bit of liquid karma, or we use dark energy, or these different things. And we use these to get better results. And you can still do some of that stuff, but a lot of times just right out the gate, you can follow the recipe that's on the back.
I like when I first started off too, when I did the soil, I did Fox Farm. Yeah. And their little nutrient line. And like I said,
Fox Farm's great.
Wasn't super the best, but dude, like I said, it will get you through. I think it gets you to a good spot. Like I said, that to know if you like this or not. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like I said, all you gotta do is read the instructions.
So like companies like Canna and these other companies, they we can name all the nutrient companies we want. A lot of them spend tons of money on research and development to give you an amazing recipe that works really good. And then it's just a personal preference of, what do I like? Do I want it to taste amazing? Do I want it to look amazing? Because I think they all have different boxes that they check when you use them. And
yeah, for sure. And yeah, like I said, you can start tweaking that recipe a hair. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go crazy and just half nutrients or whatever.
For the most part, I just use the stock recipes, and we might adjust a little bit on like the EC. And I have a guy that comes in and helps me do that. He's much better than I am. And it's like, because just if you're doing 50-50 on something that's like a 2-part, and you want to go 60-40, it's not just a straight 60-40, because there's this amazing change that happens when you do it and it doesn't adjust perfectly. So this chemical change that happens when you add the A to the B.
But you're doing 60-40 of A and B of one of the other or something?
So if we're running like a 60-40, or let's say we're doing 50-50. I'll use United as an example, because we're an R&D facility, so we test everybody's stuff, but we're using United right now. And we went from a 50-50 and we were getting a little bit of stretch and we were getting tip burning, right? With it just straight 50-50.
Yeah.
And so we had our guy who works with United. He's amazing. He came in and he's like, we should probably just try a 60-40, and we'll go 60-40 and see how that does with what you're doing. And we're going to lower it from 3 EC down to 2.5 EC. We're going to go a little bit lighter. Yeah. Right. And then we're going to go 60-40 and we'll see how it does. Problem solved.
And that's what they recommended to you?
And he had there's a calculation that he used.
Yeah.
To help us get to that perfect 60-40, because it's not when you're titrating these things, it's not just straight away forward. So it's great having somebody, and this is following their recipe, right?
Yeah.
But
well, and another thing is, like you said, you reached out to a nutrient line or whatever. If you're having problems, man, call these people.
Yeah. Dude, so that's up, the biggest thing.
Text them. Hit them up, message on Instagram, whatever.
They will get back to you. Most of them will get back to you. Yeah. And these companies care about their customers. They want people to be their customers, obviously. So I think customer service is half of it. You have good customer service. If you want a business and you want to be successful, customer service is key. For sure.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I run the Rise Nutrients. It was my first time doing hydro. I actually got them for soil. And like I said, I was doing other soil nutrients at the time, but I wanted to start my buckets. And so I hit them a message. I think it was just on Instagram. I just left them a voice message saying, hey, I got your nutrients. Are these good for hydro buckets? Yeah. And they text me back. Of course they are. You know what I'm saying? blah, blah, blah. And they started a conversation. So, and that's how I'm an affiliate for them now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. You know what I'm saying? Just start talking to these people, man. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, man. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Yeah, especially if you're having problems with your cannabis.
Well, and if you're buying a product, you want to get the best results with it. There's nothing wrong with hitting up the manufacturer and going, okay, how can I make this the best it could be? Or, you know, I mean, I do. Well,
if you got like a TV or something that wasn't working that you thought was supposed to operate, you go back and say, hey, dude, this TV ain't working.
The volume doesn't work. What's going on?
So why don't you go back and say, hey, dude, these nutrients ain't working the way I thought. And they're like, well, they'll ask you, what are you doing? How are you doing it? So that's, once again, write it down so you can tell them the correct and accurate information. If you're telling them something wrong and they tell you to try to correct it, and maybe that wasn't even the problem to begin with.
So many little things that beyond the recipe, like if you're filtering your water, like filtering for chlorine or whatever, using a basic filter, like it's gonna run a different pH, right? Coming out. So you can have pH issues that you're not, sometimes you need pH up, sometimes you need pH down.
Yeah.
It's just, and then depending on where you're located in the country and the time of year, your EC, basically can fluctuate. Your EC and your pH can fluctuate from using city water.
Yeah. I just use tap water, whatever. I'll sit it out, dechlorinate for 24 hours. And so, I just have the pH down. Normally after I dechlorinate it, let it sit out. It's like 8.3-ish mainly is what I normally get. Sometimes 8, you always got to check it. Is the best thing. But mine's always about 8, and I just dechlorinate it. I'll let it sit out. You know what I'm saying?
What's your EC at coming out of the tap?
I don't
parts per million.
I don't test. I don't have an EC meter.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm the KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, for sure. I like learning, and I learn about certain things when I need to at time, but that's saying if I'm not running into the problem at the time, I don't need extra stuff in my head, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I got too much stuff bouncing around as it is. Like I said, I haven't even had to go down that road. People have asked me all the time, all these questions. I was like, dude, I don't monitor that stuff, bro.
I don't need to worry about it.
And they're like, what? I'm like, I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you.
Let's talk about your podcast, because you also do a podcast. I love your podcast.
Correct. Seed the Harvest Podcast. It's me.
Seed the Harvest Podcast.
El Canasaur, Canarada Chris. So it comes on Saturdays, 5:30 Central Time on YouTube. It's the three of us. They actually were the two that came up with it. They were bouncing ideas off of each other for a while, how to get something started. They started off on Instagram. They asked me one week if I'd be a part of it, and I said, yeah, dude, that's cool. Like me and El first started, we were messaging and helping each other back and forth for a while, and then he knew Canarada Chris, and so they started, and they were asking me if I'd jump on. And I said, yeah. We're having problems with the Instagram, of course, so I think we only did a couple episodes there. So we moved to YouTube, having way more success. I think we're at like 500 subscribers. We've been doing it for 6 months now or something. This is season 1. We grew out the Pannonia glue skies from crop culture. We're having fun with that. It's the three of us. They were, like I said, they were doing it. They asked me to be on, and the slogan is "Grow with the Show." So you can get the genetics, and so the thing is, we'll give you the germination date when we're germinating. So it's a community thing. We're trying to get people to come along and grow their cannabis. If you have questions or you're scared to start growing, this is what that's what they put it together for. I think Elle is the one that actually came up with the Seed the Harvest podcast name. And just, the idea of it, of, helping people to do this. So it's Grow with the Show. So you grow with us at the same time. So if you're running into a problem, it's not just us. Hopefully there's more people in the community that you can reach out to, and you can ask them, well, this is happening with this genetic. So we're all running the same genetics at the same time. And we're checking it out to see what in different environments do. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Texas, Elle's in Arizona, and Canarada Chris is in Colorado.
Yeah, he's in Colorado.
Colorado. So we're this whole thing is just a whole bunch of different environments, different people testing it. So we invite you to come on and grow with us. And if you're scared of growing, I think this is a great opportunity for you to go. Like I said, you can grow with a group of people at the same time. The exact same thing. You can maybe ask somebody what nutrient lines they're using or whatever to help you out. And then if you find out they're doing the same thing, you got more of a person to help you through or whatever. But I guarantee you, anybody that you ask that's with our podcast or one of our, our regulars, dude, they'll definitely help you out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Nice. So yeah, and then how long is it? You guys do about 3 hours, 2 hours?
No, we do an hour.
You do an hour.
Some of them have gone. I think we've had a couple guests on that go hour and a half or so. Roughly an hour is what we keep or something.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet. It's not super, super long. Like I said, if for some reason somebody wants to jump on, we share a link. You can jump in whenever you want. We try to share a link regularly. So you can come on and show your grow and ask questions. And so, yeah, like I said, we're there to help you. And like I said, it's trying to be a community thing. It's trying to get more people in and just help them grow weed, man. Help them grow their own cannabis. Like I said, when we were at this show, everybody walking by us to go to the dispensary area. And I'm like, stop. I'm like, dude, grow your own cannabis, man. You never. It's so rewarding and so great. Honestly.
Yeah, we put some hash out for people.
Yeah. I think some people were definitely thinking it's too good to be true.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. They were like, this is a joke.
Yeah. No, the one dude finally asked me, he's like, what is that? I said, it's hash, dude. He's like, can I take it? I said, yeah, dude, take it. Take it, bro. And he was okay.
California, it's legal.
Yeah. He was still like, while he was grabbing it, he was like, oh, hell, something's about to happen to me.
They're going to arrest me.
Yeah. These ain't even the right dudes for this tent. We're running somebody else's tent right now, just giving shit away.
Seriously. So let's talk about sobriety a little bit for you, with our audience, because I feel like there's a lot of people either struggling with sobriety, they're interested in how do I get clean? How do I stay clean? You're a good example of someone who can go to a reggae show and be around alcohol. You don't even think of it.
That actually took a lot. So if you're struggling, dude, keep trying. Like I said, I've had problems like that. I'm 44 now. Since I was 14, so 30 years. I've pretty much, I've been clean for a while now, but you know what I'm saying. I've struggled with it numerous times. I've tried, and every time I was doing that, I take a night off and I just sit home and smoke weed, and that felt so good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I felt like who I was, just from where I came from. I felt like that is what I had to do. I felt like in the morning when I drank first thing in the morning. I'd open up a bottle and I'd stare. I didn't want to, man. I didn't even want to drink. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe at that point you have to get to a point where you are fucking sick and tired of it. Really. Yeah. At that last end, I was like, I'd look at that bottle and it's just fucking horrible. So yeah, like I said, it's not even just the actual cannabis itself. Like at first I was still getting cannabis from people. And now it's helping me. But man, without the growing, that changes. I've never been so happier in my life. I've never really been so much happier in my life. Like I said, just drinking all the time, waking up with a hangover, thinking you got to do these drugs to get through the day because you got a hangover. You're drinking constantly throughout the day. It takes a toll on your body for sure. And without cannabis, I would not be where I'm at for sure. Yeah. So, like I said, yeah, I can see people drink now. It doesn't affect me.
Oh yeah, you're around it all weekend. We had people drinking around us.
Probably the first year when I did it was hard a little bit seeing people. I'm seeing people drinking and it looks like they're having a fun time, but I guarantee the next morning they're feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And people can have fun on booze. I just don't know how to control myself. Yeah. Once that train leaves the station, it's hard to stop it. You know what I'm saying? And I was a drinker that did not like to be told to stop. I did not like bottle counting. I didn't like, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Don't tell me when to stop. Don't tell me this. I'll go, how much have you been drinking a day? And I hated it. But I mean, that's just people looking out after you. You know what I'm saying? People are concerned because you're slowly killing yourself.
Yeah.
You're polluting your body. I mean, one of the first things that people would ask me, they're like, "Oh, you don't drink?" I said, "No, I don't. It's for bitch ass sissies, for one thing." And to me, an aspect that I do believe that to a certain degree, I think it makes you weak. I think people consume it too much. I think it makes you weaker. It's not good for your body. If you booze all the time, you'll definitely feel it in your body for sure.
Definitely not for everybody.
No, it's definitely not for me no more, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever really was for me. I just, like I said, I thought that's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, cannabis in general it makes the world a better place. And I think alcohol, in a lot of ways does the opposite.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think there are people that can have a good time on alcohol and there's nothing wrong. I don't judge people either way.
No, dude, to each their own.
But so cannabis definitely makes the world a better place.
For sure, 100%.
I'm all for making the world a better place and, leaving something to the next generation and trying to lead by example. I don't always lead by example. I do the best I can. And I think we can strive for the best we can do. And I think that's okay.
We're all human beings. Nobody's perfect, man.
No, nobody's perfect. There's perfect is imperfect.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, that's a perfect saying right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you try to reach perfection of whatever you're thinking, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You know what I'm saying?
But I think the goal is perfection, right? We want to strive to be the best we can be.
Yeah.
And along the way, if you make mistakes,
yes, you want to improve. Always improve.
Gradual improvement
always
is okay.
Improve.
It's great.
Always
It's great.
Improve.
That's the goal, is to gradually improve. And maybe, I drank this weekend or whatever. I'm trying not to drink as much.
Yeah.
So I'm actually achieving what I'm trying to do is by not drinking as much.
No, Elle doesn't drink. There's a couple of people online that I talked to that that I've helped out that, like, he posted something and he was like, "Oh shit, so many years down the drain." He posted his drink. And so actually we're pretty good friends now. And I just told him, I said, "Dude, I said, it's not about the time that you weren't drinking and that you just lost. It's about what you're going to do after this."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What are you doing at this point? All right, you fucked one day up. You drank. You probably feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? So use this as a reminder, for one thing, and get back at it and don't fucking drink again. And if it happens again, you're a human being and all you can do is work on yourself. And sometimes don't be too hard on yourself while you're doing it sometimes too.
I think that's one of the best pieces of advice for people is don't be too hard on yourself when you fuck up, as long as you recognize that you fucked up and made a mistake and try to move forward from that, whether it's alcohol or anything.
That's what I'd use as an excuse for when I would try to get clean and sober. I'd maybe do it for a little while. And if I start drinking or whatever, I'm like, well, fuck it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a drinker. You know what I'm saying? I can't control myself. I went back to it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, exactly. If you mess up, you're not perfect, correct it and try to, correct it for the future.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of AA personally. And I think it works for some people. I think it's great for certain people. I don't work the program. Yeah, me neither.
Well,
I mean,
maybe here too, because like in
I've
Texas,
seen people,
if you work it over there and you tell them what I'm doing, you're not working the program because you're using cannabis or whatever.
But you can smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, you can smoke. You can chain smoke. Yeah, stupid. So I don't do AA either. If you need it,
and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's great for certain people. I think
people
it works.
Need the group effort.
Some people need that, and I think the structure of it, whatever, it's perfect for some people. It's just not my cup of tea. And I've had friends that have had great success. Have been sober, for 20 years.
Yeah.
From AA, and they still go to meetings, and that's great for them, and that works for them. And
yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, same thing. I'm not an AA member, or I don't go to AA. So yeah, like I said, I've tried it before, and like half the time, dude, half those people in there are getting sent there because they're on paper or something.
They got to be there.
So they have to be there. I've done it before where I've been sent there because I was in trouble, and same thing. I've linked up with people, and there's been times where I go there actually trying to get clean. I went out there on my own, and I ended up leaving with somebody drinking and drugging that night.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You start.
I've heard that story a lot. Yeah.
People start telling war stories, and you know what I'm saying, sometimes some won't have, they try to tell you don't tell the war stories or whatnot. Yeah. Just talk about what happened. But I was saying, you're with a group of people. Everybody's going to do their own thing and try to do what they want. But yeah, like I said, majority of my feeling is, I guarantee about half those people are forced to be there or something. So,
well, and I think that it's the right path for us. It's all different, and there's nothing wrong with trying everything and seeing what works. I mean, obviously you tried all the drugs and you tried all this stuff. So trying all the different ways to get sober, that's all right too. It's like, there's nothing wrong with going to church if you think that God will save you. Or that if you think that maybe that might be something that will work.
No,
you know? And I think
bringing
that's
that
great. I mean, I think spiritualism and religion and all these things are great.
Yeah.
You know, and can be amazing tools. Cannabis, you can find spiritualism in cannabis. You can, you can find a spiritual path in cannabis or psychedelics or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that either. All these things are great ways to try to heal yourself. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to heal ourselves. And
for sure.
That's a beautiful thing too. Once you can get on the path like that you're on, where you've healed yourself.
Yeah.
Because it is healing. And that's another thing that's contagious. It's like when I see you being sober, I'm like, cool, I can hang out with Rue and I don't have to drink.
Yeah.
Even though I did have a couple drinks over the weekend, I'm not going to beat myself up too much because I had some beers.
Dude, don't. Yeah,
it was hot out.
The abuse we give ourselves normally is some of the worst. You know what I'm saying? What we tell ourselves, and you fucked up, you did wrong. You know what I'm saying? That, dude, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You'll get through it, dude. Yeah, just try better next time if that's what you're shooting for. You'll get through it. But yeah, we're always our worst critic, and so it is what it is.
So one piece of advice for the younger generation that you have.
Just do it, man. If you want something to do it, like I said, I wanted to grow cannabis. So what I did is I moved my shirts out of the closet that was already my area.
Yeah.
I hung that light there. And so you just got to do it and try. If you're not trying, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Are you just really that content with what you're already doing? And even, like I said, I love growing cannabis. I'm still not content with whatever. I know I can improve. Like I said, I need to get my dry room going. I know I could improve on my drying. So that's where I want to get. So you have to give it your all. You got to go for it. Don't listen to people, man. If they're trying to put you down and be negative.
Don't listen to the naysayers.
Yeah, dude. Listen to some people. Don't listen to naysayers. Yeah, some people they're rooting you on. And if they have good, information for you or suggestions, take it and try it. And if not, sometimes it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try something. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So get out there and live your life.
So if people are trying to find out more about Rue and your Goofy Growing, how can they do that?
You can go to Rue's Goofy Growing on Instagram. It's at Rue's Goofy Growing. And I also have a YouTube page, Rue's Goofy Growing as well. Or, Seed the Harvest Podcast. I guarantee you start putting in Seed the Harvest in the YouTube, it'll pop up. My other ones, I get shadow banned a lot. You actually have to type it all out and try to find me. But you can find me there.
Yeah. Big shout out to the Seed to Harvest Podcasts, Saturdays.
5:30 Central.
5:30 Central. Pacific is a little different.
Yeah.
We're off 2 hours, so it's 3:30.
Yeah.
3:30 in California. So if you're in California on the West Coast, 3:30. You guys have a great podcast.
Thank you.
I'll have to come on one of these days again.
Yes, sir.
Well,
yes,
good
sir.
one. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
And thanks for going to Reggae. Thanks for supporting the brand, man.
Oh man, I no problem on supporting the brand. The brand is great. I love your genetics. I fell in love with them right off the bat. Much love to you and everything you've done, and all. You and Lady Loud have taken care of me all weekend long. I couldn't ask for a better hospitality, and man, I love y'all both and thank y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you.